The article's about the existence of 2 file cabinets full of Marilyn Monroe's most personal papers and possessions that seemed to have disappeared right after her death by Joe DiMaggio, who pretty much sort of took over her funeral and was in charge of some of her personal effects, that suddenly reappeared in a house outside of Los Angeles. Who owned it? Where did it come from? Why did DiMaggio want it taken out of the house in the hours after her death? And what does that archive reveal to us about Marilyn Monroe, the person? I went to this house. I was driven there by the photographer, Mark Anderson, who had photographed every one of these pieces. He was the fellow who actually contacted the magazine originally. It was all very hush-hush. And Marilyn's posthumous life seems to engender a lot of paranoia. And there it was, sprawled all over this house, all of Marilyn Monroe's most intimate items.
These are Marilyn Monroe's filing cabinets that have been locked away for over 45 years. It has a safe built into it. So we're going to take you through what the contents were of these filing cabinets.
She used to spend a lot of money. Look, $355 for a Chanel purse. These are Marilyn's lucky green dice. The last 2 bottles of Chanel No. 5 that Marilyn Monroe purchased. What you are looking at here is one of Marilyn Monroe's personal checkbooks. This is from her trust account, as you can see. This is an insight into Marilyn Monroe that nobody's ever seen before.
Some of my favorite things from the collection were things that really brought her vividly to life. When she was with Arthur Miller, she would go into a bookshop and sign the receipt for the collected works of Sigmund Freud, and she would sign it Mrs. Miller. When she's with DiMaggio, she's buying a lot of perfume. You really can kind of track her life in all of these receipts. It became this roller coaster ride about who owned this material, how much of it was missing, were there in fact Kennedy letters, which the photographer Mark Anderson remembered seeing. I never saw the owner of the house and the man who purportedly owned, quote unquote, this material. He also was a mysterious sort of Howard Hughesian figure in Marilyn collectible world. The collection really reveals Marilyn Monroe that I don't think people have seen before. A real person, not a creation, not an artistic invention, not a caricature, certainly not a sex pot. Her most private moments are revealed in these private possessions. No wonder Joe DiMaggio didn't want anyone to see it, because it's so revealing of who she really was.